Welcome to the fastest 30 minutes in football. Today we ask, how good is Georgia? Who will win the Battle of Bristol? And can the Falcons win the NFC South?
Today's show is being brought to you by SD Services, Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and the Orlando Law Firm. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Fantasy Football League Master Adam Brown, Game Analysis with Nikki Williams, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, Medical and Injury Update with Dr. Andrew Lalage, and your host, Atlanta sports legend Bob Neal. Today's SEC College Report is being brought to you by the Southeast Nissan dealers. Choose Nissan.com.
Welcome to the show. Jesse Tuggle in with us today. Of course, Chuck Smith licking his wounds over the close win at Tennessee.
You know, he just didn't want to show up, but I decided to come in and fill in for him.
It's excellent having you here. He's been here before. We always love it. Jesse Tuggle, one of the great Falcon football players, along with another great one, of course, Bob Whitfield. As Nikki said, he's all right. I thought more than that, but let's talk about Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart has his first game as head coach at Georgia. Georgia gets a 33-24 win. What did Kirby have to say after the game?
I've always heard the mantra that it's never as good as it seems and it's never as bad as it seems. There's nowhere more evident than that tape of that. So you go to sleep thinking you played good, you watch tape, and you're sick to your stomach because there's so many things that we did wrong that we've got to improve on.
Has a coach ever liked the tape?
You know what? They don't like it until they see it the second or third time.
Second or third time they start figuring, we did win the game.
Absolutely.
First time I've often thought they're thinking like they didn't even win the game. I want to get your opinion on Nick Chubb. How important is he? What do you think of him after one performance?
You know what? I love Nick Chubb. You know, anytime you have an injury that he had, a total knee reconstruction, and you go out there and you play as hard the way you played this past weekend, it says a lot about the kid. Everybody knows he's fast. Everybody knows he's tough. But what they don't know is the size of his heart. Because when you go out there and put a performance that you can gain over 200-plus yards, I think I'm so proud of him, and it's a lot of good things to come this year from Nick, and I'm looking forward to watching him.
Okay, now the other half of that backfield importance, of course, is quarterback and Eason and Lambert. Don't know who's who right now. What's your opinion on it, Bob?
Well, we're going to play some rock, paper, scissors for quarterback nowadays, Bob. And it's an eeny, meeny, miny, mo situation at Georgia. Everybody likes the freshman phenom in Eason to start, but the coach has been playing it cool with Kirby Smart, bringing in the senior, Lambert, who led the team. And it's a safe bet, but we still want to see that freshman go.
Yeah, we do. We always do. Let's hope he does. And, of course, that's all the Georgia fans are hoping right now. Let's take a look at the SEC schedule since we're early in the season and take a look at some of the key games that are coming up this week. And the one that catches my eye right down in the middle of the page there is Western Kentucky at #1 Alabama.
Talk about freshman phenoms at quarterback. Alabama is using a freshman quarterback in Jalen Hurts, and he put up some good numbers, Bob. He had 2 TDs in rushing, 2 TDs throwing, and he had that Lion King hair raging out of helmet. I tell you what, the kid looks good, and Alabama's rolling with a freshman.
We need to get Jesse to unloosen the comeback here. He can do the hair flip. You don't have a lot to flip. Don't take me wrong on this.
I can unsnap a piece.
Nikki, let's talk about a little bit about the Auburn quarterback situation. What do you think?
I was at that Auburn-Clemson game this past weekend, and what in the world? The Auburn fans were furious with whatever Gus Malzahn was doing. It was like musical quarterbacks, 3 quarterbacks all playing in the first half, 23 substitutions at quarterback. And in the press conference, Gus Malzahn just maintaining that was the plan all along. We know what we're doing. He even got angry at one of the reporters asking him a question. I don't see how you get any sort of offensive rhythm going at all when you're doing that. But he's saying that's the plan. He's saying that they're going to start Sean White today, and going forward, they're going to continue with the plan. Whatever the plan is, it's confusing everybody.
All right, well, that's our SEC report.
That wasn't love.
No, it wasn't.
Jesse's all about the love.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery, where every jackpot is a good jackpot.
All right, this week's big game, big because of where it's located, is at a big stadium, Bristol, Tennessee, where we normally see NASCAR. Jesse Tuggle, what do you think about that game being played there?
Well, that game we played in front of 150,000 people. So it's going to be a great game. I know for a fan perspective, they're going to absolutely love it, and I'm quite sure it's going to be a big event for both of the schools.
All right, and how about the Volunteers, Jesse? What's your thought about them?
You know what? You come in as a top 10 team in the nation, and then you play in Appalachia, and all of a sudden you got a senior quarterback who's supposed to put up great numbers and keep the team rolling. But it didn't happen. It went down to the wire. It was a battle to overtime. And when you're a top 10 team in the country, you don't need to be playing Appalachian to the overtime. So I'm hoping some great things will happen for Tennessee this coming weekend.
Yeah, it's always a catch-22 if you open with a lesser opponent, because if they play you well,
you in trouble.
Right, Nikki?
Yeah, Chuck, didn't he pick them to win everything?
I think that's why Chuck's not here today. Right.
Total dumpster fire, 13-6 at the half. Tennessee is lucky to have gotten that win in. That was an absolute joke. They fell from 9 to 17 in 1 week in the AP poll.
And Georgia shot all the way up to, 8 or 9 in the poll with 9 on theirs. And Jeffrey, speaking of that, let's talk about Tennessee and Virginia Tech.
Tennessee should have lost to Appalachian State. So you'll say, well, Virginia Tech's going to give me a game. No. Tennessee will put it together this week. Give the points with Tennessee. They should kill them.
All right, we're going to come back in just a moment and talk NFL. So you stay with us right here on Football's Play to Win.
Congratulations, Stan. You won the Cash for Life game, so this is yours.
No way! No way! No way! I'll get the letter again.
Winning never gets old with Georgia's brand new draw game where you can win up to $1,000 a day for life. Introducing Cash for Life, all new from the Georgia Lottery.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. The east and the west are mine. The north and the south are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
Lease the all-new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month at Volvo Cars of Marietta.
Why can't I have a slice of yours?
You're a cartoon. You can only have cartoon pizza.
It's not fair.
Look, this pie is 100% real, and you're colored ink. It's physics, man.
Well, can you buy me a beer?
I can buy you a cartoon beer. Are you single?
It's a ride.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness. Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
This is my name and this is my face. If the face doesn't match the name in the lawyer ad, you have to ask yourself, what other bait and switch is waiting for me down the road? Your case is too important to choose a lawyer based solely upon a flashy commercial. Your workplace injury or auto collision case requires experience and qualifications. When you call, I'll speak to you personally. I know how the legal system works and I know my way around the courtroom. Call me for experienced professional representation at 678 Law Firm.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Always the best deal, always.
All right, here early in the season, it's a good time to take a look at the NFC South. And let's start with you, Jesse Hood. What do you think about it?
I like the South. For the Falcons to go somewhere, obviously you need to win your division there. When you look at the South, you're looking at teams who will represent the Super Bowl. Obviously, the Panthers last year. But when you're 1-5 in the South, you don't have a chance. And you start off 5-0, what the Falcons did last year, and all of a sudden they only win one of their division games. But that's so important to win there. And if you win there, you get a good chance to come in, either steal a wild card or maybe win the NFC Championship. So it's so important to go ahead and win your division, and they need to go ahead and do that.
Both of you are experienced in the NFC South. What are your thoughts?
Hell, it'd be hard for the Falcons to win their division when they lost to most of those teams last year, and this year they're going to face them again. The Falcons will face the NFC South opponents the first quarter of the season, so we'll find out where they stand in NFC South. If they do what they did last year, Tampa Bay is licking their chops this week, ready for the Falcons.
One of the things about early in the season, everybody seems to have a chance, but let's see who you are looking to in the overall league as a team to watch to win it all.
The thing I like more than anything, Bob, right now when you look around, and I'm still a big fan of the South, But I like Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, to me, is a team that's really young and really growing. You got a young quarterback in Winston. You got a good wide receiver, a good running back in Martin. So they got all the chemicals it takes to win. And when you look at the defense, they're very young, they're very athletic. And they're the team that I would pick right now that would have a chance to go ahead and win and be the team that no one expect, to go as far as they could possibly go this year.
A lot of other storylines, Nikki.
Oh, is there a football game that's supposed to happen?
Yeah,
you wouldn't know by watching the news. The Kaepernick thing is still dominating right
Yeah.
now. You've got some Seattle Seahawks players that are joining him, Roger Goodell weighing in, and even Shaq coming on the other day and saying he just totally disagrees. He comes from a military and law enforcement family, so that is still dominating the headlines. You got Odell Beckham Jr. in an argument with Lena Dunham saying, I don't even know her, but she's saying that I shunned her at an event. 49ers player Bruce Miller getting kicked out of a restaurant for a sandwich fight.
You're the People magazine of Play to Win.
Well, I can't help it.
That's
These people
okay.
act a fool off the field. I'm just reading the news. And
But are we entertained? Are we entertained with all this stuff?
Yes.
We are ready for some football.
Yeah.
So
Let's play ball.
let's get to the football.
I'm entertained by it. I like them both. This is me being right down the middle. Let's talk a little bit of football.
I mean, that's what we are waiting on. The NFL season is kicking off, and we are looking for all these key games. College is giving us a flavor, but NFL is where our, meat and potatoes lie with football. So forget all the headlines, forget all the social injustice. Let's just get down to some football.
I'm with you on that, Bob.
Give me some football.
I'll still be trolling on Twitter. That's right. I'm looking for you.
That's why Nikki's here, to keep things open all the way around. All right, Jeffrey, let's talk a little bit about the conference champs and how you see it. What are your predictions on conference championships?
In the AFC, I like Cincinnati. It's time. They play like big boys. Don't be thugs. I like Cincinnati. NFC, I like Green Bay. I think this is going to be a great year for them. And then in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, who do you like? Super Bowl 51.
I like Green Bay.
You do? Green Bay to go all the way.
All the way this year.
No one's betting with Jeffrey this year.
No.
We're all betting against
You did
him.
okay last year, right? And how are you so far this year?
Against the spread?
Yeah.
4-1.
4-1.
And the game I lost, I was winning 28-6.
I saw him when he drove up in a new car today. I mean,
I like it.
you can
I like
always
it a
tell.
lot.
Of course, next week he may ride up on a bicycle, so we never know. It's one way or the other.
That's what happened last year.
All right, and Nikki, you've got a friend with you today.
I do, and Bob, she's not just any friend. She's the beautiful, talented NFL cheerleader, Aisha Horsley, and she has a trivia question for you guys today so that you all sound smart at your tailgates. Aisha?
Thanks, Nikki. What is the Falcons' record for the most touchdowns in a game?
We'll find out when we come back on Play to Win.
Landmark Savings Tracker Alert announcing a Jeep celebration event. We're jammed with Jeeps and they gotta go. Get a new Jeep for less than anybody else only at Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, the area's fastest growing Jeep dealership. How? Because we do deals the other guys just won't. 455 Jeeps, 455 Jeep celebration event deals. Nobody beats Landmark. Nobody. Always the best deal. Always.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and ST Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that.
Introducing Longhorn's Great American Steak Dinner for $12.99. Perfectly seasoned sirloin with your choice of side, plus an appetizer. Or a dessert. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Make no payments for 90 days. That's right. Now at Stone Mountain Toyota, pick out the Toyota you've been looking for and don't make a payment for 90 days. We've got the new 2017 Camry. Choose a new 2016 Corolla or new 2016 RAV4. Check out our complete inventory at StoneMountainToyota.com. We have the cars. We have the price. Now you don't make a payment for 90 days.
Stone Mountain Toyota, a great price, a great buying experience. Come in and have a cup of coffee with me today.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and ST Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that. Save energy and money with a dual fuel system from ST Services.
Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, a higher order of pizza for your tailgating events.
Okay, so our trivia question is, what is the Falcons' record for the most TDs in a game? And Aisha has the answer.
Well, Bob, the answer is 8. It's happened twice, the last time versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2014. Devin Hester set the NFL record for the most combined kickoff and punt returns.
All right, thanks, Aisha. And by the way, the beginning of the season, it's time to find out what Dan Quinn thinks about his 2016 Falcons team.
This happens to be a division game, which is an excellent matchup for us. But the one thing that is very exciting for us, it is a new season. And it is, how do we feature the new players? And we've made a lot of improvements. And that's why we're so thrilled to get rolling here on Sunday.
All right, and Bob Whitfield, what do you think about the two key members of the Falcon backfield, the quarterback and the running back?
Well, Bob, Julio Jones has been reeling from an ankle injury leading from the preseason, and Matty Ice has been reeling from fan support, just waning on him the last few months. And it's just, he's been a quality quarterback, but he's going 8-8 last year, and then they didn't even get a 500 record. So we want to see a lot out of Matty Ice and Julio. We expect Julio to be Julio.
Okay, that's the quarterback and the receiver, and I said running back. So I'm going to go to you for running back.
Well, I agree with Bob, though. Matt and Julio is the two key parts to the offense. But I think one of the main sources, the main part, got to be Devontae Freeman. He's the guy who can go out there and make things happen. Not only can he's so low to the ground that the linebacker can't see him, and he can hit it and go right to the middle or take it outside, but he also is a weapon. He's a weapon outside, just giving him the ball. So I think he's a double threat there, where he can catch the ball at the backfield and he can take it all the way if you just slip up and miss one tackle. He has the quickness and the power to take it for a home run.
All right, always happy to have 680 The Fan joining us again. This time it's hometown Brandon Leak.
Thanks, Bob. Home team Brandon Leak here. Let's play buy or sell. Buy or sell. Will the Atlanta Falcons offense be more productive in the second year of Kyle Shanahan's offense? I'm going to buy that. I think everybody will be a lot more comfortable, particularly quarterback Matt Ryan. He certainly wasn't comfortable last year. I think this year, with a healthy run game, he'll be much better. Buy or sell. Will the Falcons secondary be better? I think so. With Keanu Neal, Deshaun Golston, Desmond Trufant back there, we have guys that can cover and come up and deliver the big hit. Buy or sell. Are the Falcons on the right track with Dan Quinn as head coach? I think so. We have to admit missing the playoffs for 3 straight years means you have to rebuild. I think he's doing a very good job rebuilding the team with a defensive mind frame. And lastly, will the Falcons have a much improved pass rush? I wish this was different, but I'm going to have to sell. We've tried with different types of players. We've tried with Ray Edwards. We've tried now with Vic Beasley. We need to go back to Chuck Smith, Patrick Kearney, and some of those guys that got the quarterback down to the ground. So I will sell. Back to you guys.
This week's Keys to Success is brought to you by Volvo Cars of Marietta, where you can always expect the best.
All right, let's talk about some of the keys to the games. First, to the team. What about the defensive keys, Jesse?
You got to have pass rush. There's no doubt about it. You got to have it. Everybody waiting for Beasley to step up and make some plays happen. But you got somebody right now like Freeman who can come in the game with a lot of experience. He still got some gas in the tank. He still can go out there and make plays. If you can just get some guys that push from the outside, and you take a guy like Grady Jarrett who can push it up the middle, and you can create plays and create havoc out there. But not only that, what makes this defense unique this year, you got 2 young linebackers that started. Now you can run dogs and blitzes, and you can mix it up a little bit and make the offense think. They can't predict what's going to happen. Make them be thinkers out there so they can react to what the defense brings to the table.
Spoken like a coach. Why don't you two guys coach? I'll be your agent.
I'm in.
You're in? Are you in?
Well, not with Jesse. He's so defensive, strong, and heavy. You got to have something up front with keys, and there's a Mack truck up front. Alex Mack is our guy. Right. So we're looking at Alex Mack to be the center, to anchor that offensive line, to keep Matty Ice upright so he can throw the ball to Julio Jones. He might can hand it off every now and again to an open lane created by that big dominant center who we brought in to anchor the Falcons line.
All right, let's find out the bottom line with Jeffrey. What do you say, Jeffrey?
2 teams improving. They're both going to be better teams this year. I just think Winston's a star in the making. I like Tampa with the 3 points.
You like Tampa with the 3? Yeah.
That's a tough one to call right there.
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough one. But I know, you guys, I know where your hearts are.
I'm going with Falcons.
That's it.
These guys are home guys.
Born and bred.
That's right. I'm with you, Bob. I can't leave my birds out there. I got to go with the Falcons.
All right. I'm going to join the thing until you two want to go Falcons.
Absolutely.
Sure, we're all going to
I'm not going to be the fair weather
we all had
Falcons
some connection.
fan.
I love being the
That's
only
where we
one.
are with that. All right, now it's time for Ippolito's You Be the Expert. This season, be sure to visit our website, playingtowin.tv, and take a shot to be number one by picking this week's college and NFL winners against the spread. We'll be giving away Ippolito's $100 and $50 gift certificates to each week's first and second place winners. So make sure you come back early and often, prove your football IQ by being the best at predicting college and NFL games. When we come back in just a moment, we're going to talk about fantasy football on Play to Win. Stay with us.
The Wizard, can you make me real so I can eat real mellow mushroom pizza instead of cartoon pizza?
Stand back. Here we go. Alakazam! Wiggity stickity poof!
I'm still a cartoon.
Then that'd be a no.
Everyone wants real mellow mushroom pizza because our pies use premium meats and cheeses, fresh veggies, and spring water dough baked with wheat goodness.
Wiggity stickity poof.
Mellow mushroom, a higher order of pizza.
Afoot and lighthearted, I take to the open road. Healthy, free, the world before me, the long brown path before me leading wherever I choose. The east and the west are mine. The north and the south are mine. All seems beautiful to me.
Lease the all-new 2017 Volvo S90 for only $499 per month at Volvo Cars of Marietta.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations, you're rich.
Time to start living out those dreams.
All right, guys. This is a simple game. We're gonna throw the ball. We're gonna catch the ball. We may even kick it.
Man, who's this guy? No idea.
It's like this.
We just rolled up in a limo and started talking.
Today's the day we leave it all on the bench. Who's with me? Come on.
Win up to $350,000 with the Atlanta Falcons scratcher from the Georgia Lottery.
Today's Fantasy Report is being brought to you by SD Services, serving all of Atlanta since 1949.
Time for fantasy football with Adam Brown. How you doing?
Hey, Bob. What's going on, man?
All right, let's get started with the quarterbacks and the running backs.
Absolutely. Let's start with Andrew Luck for your weekly fantasy leagues this week. I like Andrew Luck against Detroit. He's going to be a 20-plus point guy this week. Also, DeAngelo Williams and Spencer Ware. Now, DeAngelo Williams is filling in for suspended Le'Veon Bell, and Spencer Ware is filling in for a hurt Jamal Charles. I like them. They're cheap options in your weekly fantasy leagues.
All right, let's go to wide receivers and tight ends now.
I love this part because I love Julio Jones. Everybody loves Julio Jones. In the 2 games versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year, he had 20 receptions for 255 and a touchdown. Look for him to have a massive day. And then finally, Coby Fleener on this list. Now, Coby Fleener, in my opinion, is going to be a top 10 fantasy tight end this year because look what Ben Watson's done and look what Jimmy Graham has done in New Orleans offense with Drew Brees throwing in the football. Look for him to have a massive season this season.
All right, who are your sleepers?
I have 2 sleepers this week. I usually only have 1, but this week I have 2 because I like these guys so much. I like Robert Griffin III. You're like, Robert Griffin III, what? Yes, he has weapons around him, guys. Tons of weapons around him. I like him a lot against a bad Philadelphia defense. And finally, I love LeGarrette Blount this week. He's going to have to run the rock to help out Garoppolo.
All right, LeGarrette Blount. Remember, you heard it from this guy who knows whereof he speaks, Adam Brown.
Good luck, everyone.
On fantasy football. We'll be back in just a moment with the injury report. Stay with us on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by the Georgia Lottery and Longhorn Steakhouse.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and SD Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that. Save energy and money with a dual fuel system from SD Services.
So I'm never gonna let you go. I'll hold you forever. Oh baby, I'm gonna let you know we belong together.
Your home, your auto. Together, they're where life happens. That's why State Farm protects them together, to help life go right. Combine and save. Talk to a State Farm agent today.
Landmark Savings Tracker Alert. The exclusive home of the Upside Down 10 event and Georgia's #1 Ram dealer declares a Ram Power Days event. 500 Rams, 500 powerful deals. We have the most, we sell the most, so you save the most. Because we do deals the other guys just won't. Hurry to Landmark's Ram Power Days event. Nobody beats Landmark. Nobody. Always the best deal. Always.
Is your air conditioner blowing hot air? We can fix that. Turn to the experts at Carrier and ST Services. We've been installing and repairing air conditioners in Atlanta for 66 years. Need cold air? We can fix that.
This week's Player Medical and Injury Report is sponsored by the Orlando Law Firm. Put a former insurance attorney to work for you.
All right, Player Medical and Injury Report now with Dr. Anand Lalaji. How you doing?
How you doing? I'm good. Yeah, lots of injuries coming up.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of injuries last year for some of these guys.
Absolutely.
Question is, how are they looking for this year?
Right, season-ending injuries last year. Let's see how these guys are predicting this year and how well they're going to perform. So let's start with Carlos Hyde. Stress fracture in his foot in October last year. Plenty of time to heal. Full participant through training camp. Even though he had a minor concussion in the third week of preseason, he should be good to go according to Inside Injuries.
All right, Jordy Nelson was hurt last year.
Everybody's talking about Jordy Nelson. So torn ACL in the preseason in 15. Plenty of time to heal, okay? He's tweaked his knee in training camp. However, he is good to go according to Inside Injuries.
How about Justin Forsett?
Now, let's talk about him. He broke both bones in his forearm last season, season-ending. Multiple injuries in the last 3 years, season-ending injuries in the last 3 years. The Inside Injuries algorithm at 23% elevated risk, and he's not at peak health. He's a be cautious on your rosters. You should be very careful if you're going to pick him.
All right, and here's a key player, Arian Foster.
Arian Foster. Everyone's talking about him from the Texans now to the Dolphins.
Right.
He's looked good according to the team reports. However, the algorithm is saying otherwise. One of the worst injuries in NFL is torn Achilles tendon. Very difficult to heal from. Multiple injuries in the past 5 years. He's at a stay away status on your rosters according to Inside Injuries.
All right, here's the information you need. Now you got to make the decision.
Absolutely,
yep. All right, we'll be back with more on Play to Win right after this.
If you've been seriously injured on the road or at work, the last thing you need is to be bombarded by lawyers using actors and gimmicks to attract your attention. You need a real lawyer with the experience, support staff, and resources to fight for you and to maximize your recovery. I'm Roger Orlando of the Orlando Law Firm, and I want to change the way you think about attorneys. Speak to me personally about how I can be your lawyer in your time of need. Call me at 678-LAW-FIRM.
Congratulations, Stan. You won the Cash for Life game, so this is yours.
No way! No way! No way! I'll get the letter again.
Winning never gets old with Georgia's brand new draw game where you can win up to $1,000 a day for life. Introducing Cash for Life, all new from the Georgia Lottery.
Introducing Longhorn's Great American Steak Dinner for $12.99. Perfectly seasoned sirloin with your choice of side, plus an appetizer. Or a dessert. Only at Longhorn Steakhouse. You can't fake steak.
Today's lightning round is brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse, now featuring Great American Steak Dinner. Longhorn Steakhouse, you can't fake steak.
Lightning round, and that means Jeffrey.
I like the dogs in the colleges. I like Penn State with the 5.5, South Carolina with 7, and Arkansas plus 7.5. Pros, I think Oakland's a team to look out for. They're going to score a lot of points. I like Oakland. I like the Bengals over the Jets. And I like the time the Prescott era in Dallas begins.
All right, that's it. Thanks for being here, Jesse Tuggle. Chuck Smith will be back next week, and him soon. We'll see you next week for Play to Win.
Today's show has been brought to you by Volvo Cars of Marietta, Mellow Mushroom Pizza Bakers, and the Southeast Nissan Dealers.